This is lesson 19.2, questions 1 and 2. I'm going to give you a little hand on these just to make sure you understand the concepts. So go ahead and read the question all the way through, question 1 only, and give it your best shot. See if you could answer it. Put me on pause, go ahead and answer it, and then come back in just a second. Okay, so for question 1, it's important that you have it already graphed so you could look at it. So let's go back to Desmos. And on Desmos, I'll notice that for my parent function, x squared, my minimum value happened right here at 0. Okay, so now the question is, okay, what happened to my minimum value when I moved the graph 3 units to the right and 1 unit up? 3 units to the right and 1 unit up. Well, my minimum value is no longer 0. And I hope you can see this because I don't think I could actually draw on this picture. So maybe what I could do is do this real quick. Give me just a second. Okay, I think I could draw this. Yes, I can. Okay, so let's grab ballpoint pen. And so my original minimum value was here at 0. But now it's no longer here. It moved 1, 2, 3. Let's call this 3. And then it went up from minimum to here, which is 1. So now what I say is my minimum is no longer located. Remember, the minimum is the lowest point on the graph. So the lowest point was actually here at 0 because this is high points, this is low points. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said this is your y-axis and it controls where you are for maximum or minimum. So that means my new minimum is located at 1. So I come back over here and I answer the question, how is the minimum related to the vertex? Well, if the vertex was originally located at 0, 0, and now the vertex is located at 3, 1, my original minimum was located at 0, but now it's located at 1. So how is that related? What is it related to? Well, if you look really closely, the only one we're looking at is the y. So we're only looking for the y-coordinate of the vertex. So the only thing we're interested in is the y-coordinate of the vertex. Okay, now it's time to do question number 2. What is the axis of symmetry of the function g of x equals 2 parentheses x minus 3 squared plus 1? How is the axis of symmetry related to the vertex? Okay, now for this one, we got to go back to our graph. This time I want a little nicer graph because you got to be able to see all the different little parts and pieces of it. So we're going to go back to Desmos, and this time I want Desmos to give me a little bit nicer. Okay, I want a larger square. That's better, because see, I can see all the little pieces. Now I'm going to grab this guy, bring it down into Desmos, and now let's check this out. Okay, my original axis of symmetry, remember the axis of symmetry is, if I were to cut this graph in half, and I need a really distinct color to grab it with. Let's do this. Let's just do black. Okay. If I wanted to cut my parent graph in half, I would cut it in half right here. So my axis of symmetry would actually happen at x equals 0. Because notice what I cut through. I cut through the actual x-axis, not the y-axis. Cut through the x-axis. So let's go ahead and do it again. Now this time I'm going to pick a different color. Let's do yellow. And now I want to cut this blue graph, purple graph or blue graph in half, perfectly in half. So it looks like this time I'm going to have to cut right through here. And what am I cutting through on the x-axis? Notice I'm not cutting through the y-axis. I'm cutting through the x-axis. So for this one, I say my axis of symmetry is x equals 3. Get it? X equals 3. Well, here we go. And let's see if this makes a little bit of sense. This ordered pair right here was my vertex. My vertex for this one was 0, 0. This point right here is my vertex for this second graph, and it's located at 3, 1. Now, notice what numbers I'm working with this time. Looks like I'm working with only the x-axis. So we come back and we answer the question, what is the axis of symmetry for the function? Well, for this one, axis of symmetry was x equals 3. How is it related to the vertex? Well, now it looks like it's the x coordinate of the vertex. All right, hope that helped.